Welcome back to Painting Whit Purpose. Hair's getting long, right? I know. Let's edit that out. My name is Matt Whitman, and that had to be a fever dream because what the heck? So recently, I've been taking this time during quarantine to kind of refocus myself on why I started doing this in the first place. And yeah, it's painting, but it's also, for me, it's storytelling. Something which goes way back to, excuse me? Oh, come on, you can't differentiate the two. All a film is moving pictures or frames.
Using these lasers, we punch a hole in the protective layer around the world, which we call the ozone layer.
I'm just kind of a narcissistic control freak with a family history of OCD. That's why I paint, so I can control everything in the picture. So I controlled the space between my words there. It's a problem. I'm seeing therapists, plural. My first film love goes back to the hand animated classics like Fantasia, specifically from that film, the mop scene with Sorcerers Apprentice as the music in the background. So of course I had to use that when I was making my own stop motion. Now I'm not a Disney historian in any sense of those two words, but I am a huge fan. And when Fantasia came out in 1940, it flipped the film industry on its head. Prior, animated films were out, yeah, pioneered by Disney, but you never had dancing characters to beautifully animated sets to classical music. Talk about culture. This stop motion though was really fun for me to make, and the entire intro was just an experimentation of what I can do with a still image. And going through that process of experimentation of figuring out how I can animate made me think a lot about those early animators that pioneered work like Fantasia. If you want to learn how to make your own stop motion, go check out Jordy at Cinecom. They have thousands of tutorials over there for free on Premiere, Photoshop, camera techniques. Oh, and don't tell anybody, After Effects, which kind of gives you the power to bring a picture to life.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'll link their website below. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just a huge fan myself, and I use their tutorials every day to try to better myself during this quarantine, because that's all we really can do at this point.
The Cliffs of Étretat. Excuse me. Why the Cliffs of Étretat in France? These magnificent monoliths carved by the most powerful forces known to Mother Nature over millennia. I'll tell you in a sec, but there's this saying I've been thinking about a lot during this quarantine. You can either do the time or the time can do you. That's been on my mind a lot lately. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking about what you could be doing during the quarantine, or do you feel like you're not doing enough maybe? I try to be as productive as possible, but like the rest of you out there, I consume enough daily news to make Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson's secret love child throw a fit, And naturally, that means I'm drinking the best wine I can afford as a student. So I'm sitting there hunched over on a Friday afternoon, double cheeked up. Actually, it might have been a Tuesday. I've lost all sense of time and reality here, but despite the fact, it doesn't matter. I was sitting there hunched over, possibly on a second bottle of wine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. No judgment here. Okay, safe space. And, I got to thinking, wine has been around through, the Great Depression, the Plague, the Dark Ages. It's survived. It's connected deep in the sinew of humanity. Then, of course, my train of thought goes to, what country is producing the most wine and therefore must be doing great. So that got me thinking. I woke up the next morning after really enjoying my glass of milk, just ready and prepared for the day. I really wanted to get to work. I was energetic, I was focused, I was teed in, and there was nothing that came before getting to work. Absolutely nothing. I went straight to looking up what France was all about. If I'm going to paint one of the French landmarks, something that France is known for, draws in millions of visitors a year, I'm going to sure well know what this country is about. And let me tell you, what I found was breathtaking, was astonishing, was transformative, was etc. From its unique architecture, its revolutionaries, its five-star cuisine, the wildlife, its national pastimes, its sporting events, most importantly, what art has its people shared with the world?
Never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance. Looking for a little romance. Given half a chance. I have never seen that dress you're wearing. All the highlights in your hair that catch your eye. I have been blind, lady in red. piece of feather.